Today we are going to talk about primary progressive aphasia, which is an important topic in neurodegenerative disorders. The first type is progressive non-fluent aphasia, or PNFA, or also known as agrammatic variant. These patients produce hesitant telegraphic speech, often associated with agrammatism. That means that sentence constitution is problematic in this kind of patients. They also have apraxia of speech, whereby their speech is often effortful and halting in the process. For example, a patient would like to say, "Boy is kicking a ball," but they cannot say it, and therefore they say it something like "boy," and then there's a space, and then they say "kick ball." And this leads to a laborious speech. This kind of patient often misses pronouns in their sentences. The left inferior frontal gyrus is involved, and this is a common type of primary progressive aphasia in patients with frontotemporal degeneration. The second type is semantic variant. Semantic from the word meaning inability to name or understand a single word. So in these patients, there is loss of single word naming or understanding. This kind of patient, unlike in those with progressive non-fluent aphasia, speak very fluently. So for example, if you ask them what an object is, or for example, if you show them a picture of an animal, let's say a lion, they cannot name it, and therefore they have impaired naming. In a similar way, they have impaired comprehension. So for example, if you ask them that what a lion is, they cannot describe the animal. And therefore, as you can see, this is a particular problem with nouns. Importantly, as we are going to see in the next type of primary progressive aphasia, in semantic variant, repetition is spared. The lesion in the brain is usually in the left anterior temporal lobe. The third type is logopenic aphasia, or LVPPA. These patients have word-finding pauses, and therefore they have anomia of words. However, in this kind of patients, their grammar is good and the single word comprehension is intact. The main difference here between logopenic and semantic variant is that these patients have intact understanding of a single word, while in semantic variant they have impaired understanding. Another important difference is these patients cannot repeat a sentence, because remember, logopenic aphasia is associated with Alzheimer's dementia, and this kind of patients have memory problem, especially with working memory, and therefore they cannot repeat a sentence, unlike in semantic variant where repetition is spared. The lesion over here is in the left temporal parietal lobe. These are the three types of primary progressive aphasia.